everybody! So I'm going to show you how I'm going to get this layout started. This is a cut file from Cut to You. There'll be a link down below to take you to the cut file and the blog post. I'm going to be working with Cocoa Vanilla Studios Unforgettable Collection. I'm going to go ahead and back just the flower pieces of this cut file with the pattern papers. Then I'm going to go ahead and take the time to stitch through the flowers and the leaves with these coordinating colors of embroidery floss that I've pulled out. And then once that's done, I'm going to cover the entire rest of the back of that cut file with some vellum to give it a nice cloudy look. All of this work took a long time. It was a little tedious and it seemed like a lot to try to, it's going to take me a while. So I went ahead and caught up on watching The Good Doctor and stitched away. So I messed up that area, but it's okay. I broke the hole was too close to the edge and it popped through and it was not well. So, but it seems silly to not continue because that was really towards the end of the whole process. So it's totally fine. You won't even see it in the finished layout. I'm going to trim my photo just a tiny bit. This is a photo of my brother and my niece that I took in December. They came for a visit. I just got a bunch of these pictures developed from that weekend they were here, so you'll probably see a couple of videos coming up using those pictures. I am just trimming off the white border off of my photo. This is going to make it possible for me to back the photo. It's going to keep the photo at a nice size, and then I can tuck it right in there. So that is my plan. I'm going to grab this bright pink paper, and I'm going to use that as the background for my photo. And I'm just going to give it a really thin border. Nothing too big. Just a little bit of pink to pop out around the edge. So for me, this Unforgettable collection is gorgeous and amazing, but there's never enough flower die cuts. So I'm going to fussy cut myself some flowers. I know that I want a lot of layers. I know that I don't, so what I'm going to do is I have some of the flower die cuts from the die cut pack here. And I'm going to use those kind of on top of the fussy cut flowers, which means I can cut like the little flowers that are right there on the edge of the page, and that's okay because I can tuck them around. And then if there are those kind of straight, odd angles showing, I can cover them with a couple of the die cut flowers. So then I use some of the die cut flowers, but not all of them. And it helps me to reserve some for my next layout. I decided on this black and white background for my photos and for my page. I really, really love this collection so much. And I really wanted to kind of play up kind of the black and the white. So I, off camera, went ahead and kind of fussy cut all these flowers. I have a nice big cluster that I kind of tuck in. So I'm going to fidget a little bit, not for too long, but I am going to go around and kind of get these flowers where I want them, how I want them positioned. I don't want to cover up too much of that ampersand that I spent so much time working on, but I also don't want it to, I want the layout to flow, so I'm going to cover it up a little bit. So it was actually a happy accident that I messed up that leaf because it definitely helped me choose where exactly some of these embellishments were going to go, right? All right, so I'm just going to continue on here. So I have the fussy cut pieces where I want them. Now I'm coming in with some of the other pieces. I also fussy cut some butterflies. I'm going to use those as well. I used this layout as one of my Calvin Ball creations. So some of the elements I chose were because they were part of the Calvin Ball rules for one of the days this week. And yeah, how fun. So I definitely, butterflies definitely had something to do with that. Hearts had something to do with that. But otherwise, I am just making this layout beautiful and totally sweet. So for whatever reason, I am missing a set of footage. Just an FYI, I'm missing some footage on the end, at the end of this video. So while I fidget with the embellishments, let me just tell you that at the end, I used those foam title stickers to get my title. My title is Love Captured, which were both part of the foam. And then I used the heart puffy stickers and the foam black puffy stickers, almost like an enamel dot throughout sections of the layout. So I am sorry that we're missing some of that footage at the end. I think I forgot to put my iPad on airplane mode, which happens now and then. I'm going to mess with this kind of flare, but in the end it doesn't seem to work very well, so I kind of say, nah, we won't do that. Now, I want to show you a trick, okay? All of these die cuts are exactly where I want them, right? So I've got this layout pretty much done, but here's the thing. If you're anything like me, you know that how are you going to glue it all down, right? So I want to show you this trick. You might know this trick already, and that's fine. I know card makers use this trick quite often, but I don't know if you guys realize that it works really, really well if you have a layout like this. So you can see that little or yellow box off to the side. That is Glad Press and Seal. It's something that you probably have in your kitchen. It was actually invented by Jennifer McGuire's husband, which I think is kind of ironic and cool because you can do, this is totally cool product. I'm going to take 2 nice 12-inch long strips of it, and I'm going to put it down flat. I'm going to push it so it kind of adheres to all my different layers. Look at that. It's awesome. So awesome. I'm just pressing it down. Press and seal. Okay? Then I'm going to flip my paper over. I'm giving you a really, I kept this whole part in because I just think I think this is the coolest thing ever, and I have done this so often on layouts, but I generally just I'm like, no one needs to see this part. But I think you guys do, because it's not something I see a lot of scrapbookers doing. Yeah, did you see that? I flipped it over. Everything is exactly where I left it. I picked up the Glad Press and Seal, put it off to the side, and now I can start to build my layout. So I cut just really small strips, or thin strips. They're probably, maybe 1/2 inch. And I cut it from one sheet of paper, which was that stripey design, and I'm kind of going back and forth about which way I want to do it. But I decided that there's a lot of pink in my layout, but I did some of the stitching in leaves in the aqua green color, so I'm going to put that at the top, the aqua green color. And then that bottom piece is like that water color, almost looks like mixed media. And I chose that to put on the bottom so it would just kind of blend in, right? It doesn't really need to have a lot of contrast. Now we're going to tape. So I grabbed my thing, my tape runner, I grabbed my pages, and now I can flip that right over, push it down again so that where you put the adhesive on the back, it'll stick. Totally will stick. And then take it off. I would say take it off quite carefully. Now you can reuse this, but I'm not going to reuse it. So you want to pull this off nice and slow, just so it doesn't maybe stick too much, right? But it comes off really cleanly. Now, parts of my layout didn't get a lot of tape, like the picture and some of the other bits and pieces, which is another reason so that things don't shift. That's another good reason to go ahead and kind of take off the press and seal very, very easily. But now I can just go through here and kind of just, I'm kind of looking for things that are maybe sticking up, things I don't want to catch on, stuff like that. Okay, and now this is where I stopped. This is where I'm going to lose my footage. But I have the foam stickers right there, and then you can see in the close-ups how I added the title across the bottom, and then I added a date stamp, and then some of the little hearts around the layout. And you can see those in the close-ups that are coming up right now. Thank you so much for joining me today. As always, I love working with Cut to You Cut files. I cannot tell you how happy and ecstatic I am to still be with them and on their team and working with their amazing files. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.